been lectured on many years ago, and in fact, this is a busy slide, so please ignore it. But memory is organized in the brain in various different ways. There's memory for events, facts, names, episodic memory. Then there's semantic memory, memories for concepts that can go in a form of semantic dementia. Now, it's thought commonly, and like Owen Patterson's badges, the God knows something else, but the bit of the brain near the ear, the temporal lobe, are probably the major substrates of the conditions. Autobiographical memory occurs somewhere totally different. I think it occurs in the frontal lobe, in the frontal lobe near the eye, to be precise. But anyway, the issue is that memories of football teams and who you're supporting, what you're doing at the time, can arouse very formative emotions. And if you think about how the brain is organized, this makes complete sense to me, because the frontal cortex is part of the brain that's linked to the emotional circuits called the amygdala and others in the part of the brain near the ear. So I think there is actually quite a potent neural substrate for why autobiographical memories are different and why they can be triggered. And obviously, she sees some enjoyment of having these memories triggered. This is a slide from Ray Dolan, who gave me my FIFA for my own PhD in cognitive neurology in 2001, a 20 million FIFA, so I'm not going to slag Ray Dolan off too much, but he's head of the functional imaging laboratory at Queen Square, commonly, very nice man. Something which, while this machine goes AWOL, if I can maybe bring this, play this for life, the idea that some memories, you can build up a playlist, and if I Spotify, I'm having some slice of the action. It's mentioned in Sally's brilliant book, also a fellow Scott, Where Memories Go, which I recommend, was recently Radio 4's Good Day. And my makes Dab had using my token. And this is an example of improving somebody's well-being, quality of life. So in fact, the argument I'm trying to build up, please forgive me, is that just because we don't understand it doesn't mean it's not a bona fide phenomenon. And actually, to be nasty, we do sort of understand how cholinesterase inhibitors, memory drugs, act in the brain, but they don't work very well. So I think, given that this actually does benefit, and I won't say cholinesterase inhibitors do work for some patients and work very well, but given that we do understand this, that it makes an effect on quality of life, then this is exactly sort of cognitive behavioral interventions that Beth is talking about, in fact, in a G8 remark. So I'm all for it. I'm supposedly having written a book on pumping in dementia. And dancing can improve mood and quality, and this consultant in North East London has written about it. Gardening not only is about spending time with plants, doing some constructive outdoor spaces, so that many of these benefits of sensory stimulation, etc., can in fact be had from potted wall plants, indoor plants. So I just want, this is a part, I was once involved in a study where giving patients with persons with Parkinson's disease classes to provide visual cues to overcome their hesitation we didn't understand that either, but it worked. But actually, if you look back a bit, we could understand it from what we knew about the neuroanatomy. So all I'm saying to other neuroscientists is do not give up hope, because a lot of it will make sense. That's why we do need research into other things too, like well-being, and seeing exactly why they do work, how we can make them better work. I'll come on to another point which is very important to me, innovation. The distribution of people who use innovations roughly can be divided into this graph. Famous Everett Rogers in the 60s of adoption of innovations. Obviously, the ease of use of innovation, and I'm talking here about assistive technology, assistive living and assisted technology. The puzzle is ease of use. And that's the actual definition of assistive technology, a device or system that allows an individual to perform a task that they would otherwise be unable to do. Example, with their phone, instead of remembering 10 digits long, it might be more nice if you gave them your friends with dementia a phone which actually had visual clues about buttons they could press to automatically tell them. Very simple, disruptive innovations that can make a huge difference in well-being. That guy is Roger Allwood. There's a chapter in my book if you're interested, but a lot of the best information of neuroscience has been cross-fertilized from the engineering literature, and Roger is ex-chair of medical engineering at Bath, is a physiologist and engineer, and he's been thinking about re-engineering assistive technology from the person's perspective. He's a friend of mine and a very senior academic. It was glad to work with him on the book, and with Andrew Sixsmith, also chair. Assisted living, ambient assisted living is actually got a lot of money behind it in the EU. I was about to make a little remark that I mean to, but I was about to say a lot more money. It appeared that the G8, but actually what I meant to say was that it's got a lot of backers in the EU, and the idea of giving people better innovations and better information is intuitively a sensible one. And the idea of ambient assisted living is on two levels. One is acute, in other words, stopping a heart attack. The other one is chronic, in that giving people a lifeline for long-term conditions and how to best deal with them. And there's this idea of aging in place. At one end of the extreme is in smart homes of having your entire home built in a way that encourages independent living. And there's a chapter on that. So here's a tracking device, not in the Norman McNamara GPS tracking technique an active, but this is something different. And this is normal hand washing. I've lost the slide. Hand washing tracking. My clerk, who couldn't be here because he's in Kent, and Kent were really badly affected by the flood, has done this website on one of the wonderful things about previous government was integrating housing, health and social care, a man called Owen Beverly. And paradoxically, years after, we may be doing the same thing with telecare. And this is Mike's website. And major facets. Here's a dementia dog meant to sort of help you out if you have dementia with the routine of what you do during the day. And in fact, it's thought that it also has emotional advantages among dogs. I'm more of a cat person. Yeah, please forgive. Actually, there's a whole literature on how dogs are more emotionally intelligent than cats. I'm not want to go into it. But, and Helen Bevan would appreciate this slide, because it is an icebreaker in that the notion is, oh, what a lovely dog you've got. So it also plugs into the dementia-friendly communities narrative, amazingly. So anyway, icebreakers are quite well thought of by management. Now, I want to go on to design of walls and homes and gardens. And here are the advantages of gardening. And through Beth's excellent art writings, etc., and then you will get a chance to understand some of this important stuff, and also coming out from the University of Stirling on design of homes, houses, gardens. I'm hoping to edit this bit, not to cut it, obviously, to put it in its own video, because this talk is dedicated to Charmaine, whom I mentioned earlier. Now, it's due to this, not this as such, but things like this which prevented Charmaine from coming today. And in fact, our whole plan, Charmaine Bansan were meant to be here, but in fact it was too difficult. Some did offer, Ben did offer to the 8-hour round trip to pick Charmaine there. Charmaine was very unhappy not to be able to come today. So here's one of Charmaine's flowers and leather. Thanks to Charmaine for giving me and the publisher's permission to use the poppy on the front cover of the book, which is actually, that is the actual full poppy. And the built environment is environment names and clues in the question is an environment made by man to encourage activities by humans. You can find all sorts of definitions of it. Being disabled, an aspect which is important to me is inclusivity. How much is actually can be used by people in the general run. Sort of plugs into Neil's stuff about actually bothering to ask people about service provision. And Mark Sommer helped me out. He's in Salford, and this is actually tactile paving. And if you get the angle wrong and the weather conditions wrong, it can be very unsettling for older people and people with dementia. And him and Rita Newton and Salford have done some very good studies for the Surface Grant, looking at quality of life, built environments, design environment, which is all part of the same narrative, living well with dementia. And Dementia Friends actually is not as such Dementia Friends, but dementia-friendly communities is a long-running thread in policy from WHO, World Health Organization, age-friendly cities to the RSA, connected communities. It's brilliant that Alzheimer's Society have made such a big success out of Dementia Friends. It also started with bear with me, it all started, these are, sounds like Charlie's Angels. I don't quite mean that. I mean Norman's Angels. Oh Norman, please forgive me. Around the world, it is around the world. For example, Japan had this befriending ethos, which encouraged our policymakers finally. And Bruges in Belgium, here's an angel, purple angel from, I think, Canada. And that, not just that society, there are other societies looking at this too. Joseph Banshee Foundation, known to people in this room, I know, their Without Walls project in York, plays people, resources, networks about having right people, GPs, family, friends, places, networks, your communities and resources, how much you put in service provision, constitute their four cornerstones model. I think as we discover what sort of communities matter to certain individuals, we'll get more of a bearing on this. I don't like the idea of friendly communities meeting with each other. I think that's a bit of an anathema. I certainly don't like the idea of fight for communities, which was recently aired by Outside Australia. Again, a problem with terminology, fighting for friends. Well, you know, I don't want to get into that semantic argument. This is Simona's group in Stockwell, the Healthy Living Club. The idea is every Wednesday, and after a few hours, have friendly communities meeting up, and they do these sit-down exercises and other things. And it's been there, it's a really nice place, and really worth a lot of local support, supported by the Dementia Challenge. I'm extremely proud of Simona and colleagues down there in Stockwell. I mentioned advocacy. There's the definition of advocacy. It backs into people who have capacity or not. This law is currently being revised by Parliament, probably will be the next Parliament that does it, in fact. But anyway, one to watch. Mental Capacity Act, there's many issues about it, but it's going to be the declaration room standards, etc. But it's going to come under scrutiny again. I met Norman for this, which is that for the argument about, about the discussion about GPS tracking. Norman says, do not call them tagging, because as far as I know, I have never been convicted of dementia, which is of course true. And I wanted to say that's to shoehorn in the fact that we have lots of complicated issues yet to have about autonomy, justice, human rights, etc., which are complicated. What could be done and should be done internationally? Well, I think to include people with dementia and their carers at the heart of decision making about service provision and research. Because I think the idea that research money on reminiscence or dancing or art or any therapy is money badly spent is an outdated concept, and especially when you see commission decisions being governed by the Care Bill Act about to be enacted on the basis of value-based commissioning and such issues as outcomes and well-being. This narrative will have to change, and I want to leave you really with a friend of mine, Kate Swaffer from Adelaide. And hopefully, if we can, we'll Skype her this evening, and we'll make sure we do, won't we? Team, we're very keen to Skype Kate. Swaffer time, for those who don't know, will be coming on in exactly 1 hour 35 minutes. Because the time difference between us and Adelaide. And here's Kate's message. I'm mindful of time, but I want to bear this to you.
Hi all. I do wish I could be there to share this celebration with you, Shibley. Firstly, congratulations on the launch of your amazing book, Living Well with Dementia, which I just finished yesterday. Shibley, your book goes a long way towards bringing about change so desperately needed to take the focus away from pure research, from big pharma, and from the medicalisation of dementia, and towards improving the quality of life and well-being for people with dementia. With the help of this wonderful book and a united front from everyone here today and all of our networks, we will change the perceptions of people living with dementia. We will break down the myths